Welcome to DiceSized, and welcome to Wish Hunter. This is a D&D audio adventure podcast where we tell bite-sized, dice-rolled, twice-told stories. This is me, your DM and friend, Robert Whitehead, and with me, as always, is my lovely table of friends and family here. We have George.
Hey, it's G here playing Parable, and I'm excited to get back into it, but still ready to get out of this cave.
Ready to get out of this cave? You may be. It is... I was just about to say ready to get out of you, but that doesn't, just because it's symmetrical doesn't mean it makes sense.
It's been a spiritual experience. I can say that we've had some out-of-body moments.
Guess, yeah, of course. Somehow making that fit. That's what I love about fantasy. Thank you for that, G. And more so, thank you for that Parable. You've had a lot to deal with in this cave of wonders, but you leave with that cave of wonders and the gifts that it bestowed upon you. And I know Parable got some good stuff from the cave of wonders, but it also bestowed some lovely things on Maya.
Hey, it's Maya. You can call me Maya.
That's what it bestowed upon her name.
My name. Oh,
Yes.
God. It's
And
a hard one to
didn't have
remember.
one before that.
Yep.
Yeah.
But Zin is fast, not furious, but maybe a little curious.
Ooh.
Also, Akuma was a dragon at one point. Anyways, we'll get back to that.
It's another story. It's a whole episode. It's a whole one shot, I think.
We could do a flashback.
Oh.
Do I smell a flashback?
Perhaps a campaign. I think I deserve a little bit more than get out of it. How do you don't actually break the fourth wall, Akuma? Okay, get out of here. But before we get too far into the world that we have and love here, we have my wife, who we also love here. It's Savannah.
I hope you love me.
I do. I think I do.
And cut.
I think I love you too.
I do. I love you.
Sav here, playing Cassi tonight, who is processing, unfortunately, both daddy issues and mama drama tonight. More like, mama trauma.
Yeah.
A lot going on in the parental department for
Star
Cassi.
Watch maybe on the docket to go to, and a literal clone of your mother. But it seems like by the end of last session, Cassi had found more of a sisterly relationship with Raya, which was very cool to see.
Totally. Given me a lot to think about in terms of my mom, though.
Yeah, totally.
Who I definitely,
The whole relationship dynamic's still very confusing for Parable.
Yeah. You know what? Me too. A lot of transference going on.
Oh, no.
You're not my dad.
No.
You're not my dad.
Listen to your mother.
Some of my favorite moments from last session were talking over one another, which normally just kind of bugs me as a DM. Just joking. I love you guys. Raya and Cassi
Do you
coming
love
together.
us? Because
Okay, I didn't say I think before. I'm going to cut it out. I'm cutting it.
He said he doesn't love us, everyone.
We just
Especially me. Especially me.
We just keep dropping it in so that he has to add
so many different things to
I
edit.
didn't hesitate. I never hesitated.
It's okay, babe. I am secure in our relationship.
Now that
we can start now.
now that I'm emotionally regulated, on to a recap as we return to the lands apart. Well, last time our heroes regrouped following a harrowing battle with Arisvara, or rather, the avatar of hunger monstrosity that he'd become. His dust was forged into a condensed gem by Akuma's and Zen's flames. Coming together as a group to debrief and discuss next steps, Parable felt it necessary to remove Volano from earshot. With Volano bound and Papaya and Lemillion to guard him, Parable, Zen, and Cassi found a few private moments to themselves. Zin was the one to spot Volano's calculating expression as he looked at the being known as Star. Upon Zin's prompting, Cassi told the party of her thoughts on Starwatch Tower's motives, and our heroes agreed that the tower couldn't be trusted, as they seemed to do much and share little. Parable recalled schematics stored within the bookwell that showed plans of a grand armillary to be built by Starwatch, but who knows if that project ever came to fruition. He was nearly knocked unconscious by the forbidden aspect of the pages he'd read. Scotty was the one to catch Parable. Scotty began with congratulations and thanks, yet his tone was bittersweet as he spoke of the little time he had left. Parable saw Scotty for his sacrifices and paid Scotty proper respects. Scotty returned this gesture by revealing the cave of wonders that lay hidden in the dimensional pocket spaces all around them. The cave granted its wonders to our heroes in the forms of a tarnished old luck blade, a 1,000-league cloud, and 7 league boots. On top of that, Scotty also granted you a lantern that would be able to prevent more run-ins with wishborn creatures such as the Golden Hunger Spirit. Scotty grew more serious and told the group of his true request to take both the essence of a Thames breath and Star with them for our heroes radiate an aura similar to that of a domain. It would be the only way for him to continue to be reborn and for Star to survive without diminishing. Our heroes accepted this charge by first securing a Thames breath within a proper vessel and entrusting it to Akuma for safekeeping. Parable showed Star the 3-dotted constellation, and Cassi saw the 3 dots connected with Star on a conceptual level as she noticeably shifted and suddenly introduced herself as Soraya, the same name as Cassie's mother. Cassi then took a moment to faint as she processed this. Both her and Soraya were shocked with the flood of revelations that followed in their interaction. Star suddenly found that she held the memories of her goddess in a mortal life. More surprising, that mortal life was lived as Soraya Sarian, mother to Cassi and wizard of luck. Cassi could only ask why, as Soraya's star song gave Cassi the answer back. I wish to know you. As Cassi heard her own wish echoed back, both agreed that Star was not, would not, could not be Cassie's mother, and together they found Star a new name. Raya found peace and potential in her newfound name. Paging through Soraya's journal, Raya recalled the pages of lore as the lullabies that birthed her. She spoke of one specific story most of all, that of the Wizard's 3. Though she was hesitant to share for a god's origin could be used against them, eventually Raya said it plainly. The goddess was once the Astra elf known as the Wizard Luck. The other 2 gods were once the Wizard Time and the Wizard Wish. Zin and Akuma realized that the voice of the Holy Light sounded a lot like the god who was once the Wizard Time, and Parable understood then that the vengeance that he sought was not so simple and found justice and mercy also played a part in his oath and his search for truth. A lot of revelations near the end of that episode, but as all of you guys came to all of these realizations and found rest upon Scotty's wish, I wish you all a long rest. We rejoin our heroes now as you all prepare for a long journey ahead and share final goodbyes with Scotty.
Do we have to?
What if we just don't wake up? Will he live forever?
This is Parable talking to Rob. Do we have to?
Let me describe the scene a little bit more as you all wake up and you find yourself saying, do we have to Lemillion? And he says, what do we have to what? Yes, we have to leave, I think. Can't you see this place? It's crumbling. And you can see all around you dissolving, actually might be a better word, as some of the stone is just eroding into nothing. You can see that nothing about this place is illusory in any aspect, but a lot of it is invigorated, infused, invested with magic. And as that magic is leaving it, it becomes more mundane, loses its glossiness, loses life and luster. And part of that is just the true deterioration of the materials. As you guys awaken to Scotty moving around like a host who has dead flowers everywhere, and he's trying to replace all of the vases and has no more flowers. So at this point, he's just kind of plucking up some of the petals. So in this case, he's rubbing a little bit of spit shine as an elderly Scotty is just trying to shine up one of the crystals that seems to lose its luster more and more. And he says, "Oh, I hope you all got a good long rest."
I think I scrubbed the light out, the sleep out of my eyes as I'm looking at Lemillion still. I'm like, by the light, Lemillion, what did you do? Why is the place... Scotty, Cass, Zen, are you awake?
Yeah, this looks different than it did last night.
It looks like it's falling apart.
I mean, I knew we'd lose him, but I just feel like I wish I had more time.
Me too.
But not really in this cave. This cave has been kind of confusing for me in my history. I would be rather happy to leave this cave.
Should we go say goodbye?
Yeah. And like pulls herself up off the ground and walks over to Scotty and just says, Scotty, you don't have to clean up for us. You've been an incredible host. Thank you so much for everything that you did, for our gifts and just for all the light you've brought to our lives. Is there anything that we can do for you?
You've already taken on my life's goal to build a new domain, and I see one leaving ahead of me. It might be something new and special. I don't know if I've ever seen one walk on 6 legs.
Mhm.
To be a moving bubble of joy in this life, where this world is so dark, I couldn't ask for more. And I'm also asking you to take care of 2, I mean, I wouldn't say high maintenance in a bad way, but Raya.
As wish hunters, we are sworn to take on said necessities.
It is a responsibility that I've asked you, and you have all taken it on with such...
With honor. With
Wow.
honor. It truly honors us to help you in this way. Is there anything we can do for Scotty?
How can we honor you?
Do any of you have any shoes to fix? Maybe anyone had a bumper or wearing a tear?
You gave me new boots. You can have my old shoes?
That would be perfect. As he busies himself cobbling.
Oh,
Scotty,
no.
Scotty, it's time for you to rest.
No, truly.
Your pollen is in.
I'm like, I get it. I mean,
You see what I'm saying?
oh, it's all making sense.
Can I roll for perspective on what time of day it is?
Are you guys trying to get an early rise for travel?
I feel like we're like a rise with the light type.
Yeah,
vibe.
I was imagining light just over the crest
Yeah,
of
absolutely.
the valley and like the rainbow kind of glistening a little bit. And I'm like, I appreciate everybody kind of going up and like putting a hand on Scotty, and maybe we pull him to the entrance of the cave just to look at the sunrise one more time.
Love it.
Let's do it.
Scotty, you can come with us. I think we wanted to show you something.
It's time to enjoy what you've created.
I'm gonna cry. He reluctantly, seemingly sets down the shoes and is pulled away. I don't think anyone is ready to like actually face their end, regardless of how mystical or magical or whatever they are. And you guys give them, I'm gonna cry. You guys, I hate this game.
Oh my god. You make me cry.
Just gonna watch the sunrise together.
Scotty, can you do me a favor?
I can try.
Can you just be here with us now?
I think I would like that. As you guys give him the honor of ending an existence that started out as a dove, just being like he was then, he is once more. And with the flutter of the wings of a dove, you more so feel the slip of Scotty's hands dissipate into essence as even the waterfall goes quiet as he leaves. And suddenly, this patch of forest is like any other, a little less bright.
Then, like feeling Scotty's presence leaving, would thaumaturgy the like 3 notes,
I was gonna say that too. Oh.
the 3 notes to kind of like send him on his way.
As you do so,
Maybe we could sing that.
Yeah, could we sing?
Just sing
Could you
that.
could you thaumaturgy it louder
It's like-
and we all sing it together?
Okay, guys, here's your tuning note. Thaumaturgy is the 3 notes.
It's like a funeral.
So beautiful.
And then
Oh.
just like,
so beautiful.
Da da.
oh, Scotty! Scotty!
With that, this is still a very cliffy area, including that crevice that you guys avoided, that chasm more or less. And what shoots out at the hum and the tone of your words are the flutter of willow wells that have slowly turned back to willow wisps and more slowly turn into a more wandering and migratory patch and flutter of wisps, but they fly and flutter up in a beautiful reverse waterfall, essentially, as you guys just see a geyser of these things come alive at your notes and seem to make towards the sky. What do you guys do in this moment? As the cave disappears, you do, I guess, hear.
Oh, did we not tell them to come outside with us?
Oh, well.
Yeah, you know.
No, don't worry. I'm here, Lemillion Lodestar, but my friend Volano, I just wasn't sure if you wanted him to have no mouth or...
Oh, he can have a mouth now. I think.
And cuts the little bit of web work, and he said, "I know, Parable, you just did the shoes, but it felt right to do the mouth as well." He was talking quite a bit last night.
This is the first time that I've really, really agreed with you. Good man. Good man.
Good man. Well, thank you, Parable. He seems touched oddly, as he seems to again find Parable a good judge of character.
Great.
I think one last note is that Raya very much appreciated how you guys sent Scotty off, and she approaches you all and says, "Well, so I expected it to be colder out here, but maybe I'm just overly touched by what you did for Scotty. That was quite warm of all of you."
You know, in a wish-torn world, a little warmth goes a long way. Akuma, shh. A little warmth.
You're getting so good at cutting me off right before I'm mad.
It's like we've been together for years.
Everybody needs a warm goodbye. And that farewell was, I think, as much as that farewell was for Scotty, it was for us. And we'll miss him.
So will these lands.
I have it in my heart of hearts that maybe he's still around, drifting around the Feywild. I hate to think that he... Give me an insight roll for all of you guys here, as she kind of drifts off awkwardly in this moment.
At 20.
Nice. 11.
13.
Parable's tears in his eyes are magnifying his vision.
Both enough to pick up on the awkwardness and very thoughtful. Nat 20 contemplating her mortality. What happens to her?
Oh.
What happens to any creature made up of magic to return? What is that like to just dissipate rather than die? And although Raya is protected amongst you three, and a Thames breath that you guys hold within a bottle is protected, it's only when you three are around, we'll say within 60 feet, and you are immune from wish stress. As Lamano says, I feel like I normally get a headache right about now, but something's keeping me relatively chipper. I could talk all day.
Oh, God.
Oh, spread out.
60 feet apart.
60 feet apart.
Can someone untie me, please?
No, see, okay, shush. We have discussions. I guess we could have left his web on his mouth a little longer, but it's okay. I hate to push a plan, but we decided no to Star Watchtower, right? We're not really feeling them, right? I mean, that was technically our job, was to come out here and assist the monks from the Star Watchtower. I think it's safe to say we found this shard of Raya, which we will keep you very safe.
I appreciate the mindfulness. Thank you.
And what an impact you've made.
Yes, an incredible impact. So happy to have you here.
That was funny.
That
That was quite funny. I see where you get it from. I see where I get it from.
Yeah. Birds of a feather, speak of the devils.
Yes, let's keep with things
Don't
like
speak of the
that.
devil. I just got a Kuma.
Sorry, no, I was a dragon.
Speak
Did
of
you
the
hear
dragon.
me?
Speak of the dragon. And a caterpillar, I heard. We'll talk about that
Yes,
one. I'm most
yes.
interested in that one.
They made a book about it.
Were you hungry?
Yes, so hungry. Another life, though. There's something.
The Venn diagram is a circle.
I'm off the rails.
I think that one was in the book well.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, right up on top next to...
I'm kind of fat on the cover, aren't I?
Yeah. I've really never seen a larger caterpillar.
Oh, it's rude of you to say.
Did you become a butterfly? Oh, look
Those
at me.
those pages were missing. I really had to just cut
The
it
memories
off.
return. The memories return.
He's starts morphing into this
You've successfully distracted Akuma in one of the weirdest ways you've ever had.
Yes. Awesome. So while he's contemplating that, I just, what's next? I just feel like when I don't have a what's next, I just gotta sit here and I'm like, what's next?
I did have an idea.
Oh, you do? Perfect.
Well-
Let me get my pen. Okay, I'm ready.
I'm listening.
Well, I do know that there's not many places that we can take Star, if any, that she's going to be safe. I think she needs to stay with us.
I think that's a good
Raya,
call.
I'm sorry, Raya.
It's okay.
So we don't really need to take Villano with us, but we could send a message to Starwatch Tower.
I could get on board with the message.
Like a written message?
I'm right here.
We would need someone to carry that written message.
So we're not, okay, I thought you were gonna like send a message to Starwatch Tower, and I just couldn't be party to that type of message.
No, we just want,
know?
I think it'd be very smart to send Villano maybe to inform
As a
Starwatch
messenger.
Tower
Yeah.
that we will be taking Raya with us.
I veto. I'm vetoing. I don't think those pricks deserve to know that we have discovered the star, that the star even exists.
I don't think he's gonna make it.
I'm right here.
Well, then that's a great point. I like it, but why don't we just feed him to Papaya now?
A written message I can get on
Papaya
top
just
of. The potential that he doesn't make it all the way to Starwatch, I could get kind of behind.
But what if he does?
Right.
What
Do we
if
even want
he
them to know?
levitates his ass all the way to the front doors of Starwatch Tower and tells them all about Raya?
And then we have her. And then they'll know that we're disobeying orders. And that can't happen.
So then what you're saying is we should kill him.
So, no, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. Is this lantern gonna glow yet?
I don't see justice in just killing him, but leaving him to the situation we found him in, I think might leave us at peace with our conscience.
What if we took him to the babysitter? And by babysitter, I mean Dapple.
Does she really need another animal to look after?
No, but she's clearly into dudes.
Not all dudes, though.
Excuse
not the
me.
best dudes.
Excuse me.
Perhaps she'd have some, I don't know, insight. I'm sorry.
Did you say dudes plural?
No.
Villano from the ground. She definitely said dudes plural.
The potential for dudes.
You know, this man's not that bad. I'll cut him free.
Whoa, Lamano.
How'd you know my middle name?
Listen, I ship you two together. It's clear. But
Oh, that is funny. My middle name is our names combined.
wow, what a small wish master world out there.
Is Villano's
Which one
middle
of you
name
is
familiar?
talking?
You know, I should go find the rest of my men.
Sweet salt tart?
No, the army that I have.
You have an.
Well, I have a band of 165.
Oh my God.
What do you think I'm just fucking around out here?
Yes,
Absolutely. We thought you were
no
just
other
looking it up.
reason to make us believe you
That's
aren't.
exactly what we thought.
Well, I mean, they kicked
Where
me.
did you
they
come from?
kicked me out of it.
Oh, there we go.
There it is.
Okay, Lemillion.
So like I said, my schedule is clear.
I think that's a great idea. Go back to Dapple, get our heads straight, figured out. Maybe she can give us a mission. What if she gives us the mission?
just desperately needing an authority figure.
Then we'll get you your checklist, babe.
She'll give us a mission. We can maybe send Mojo a message.
We could send Mojo a message. I like that idea.
Yep, inform him,
I
our
just-
supervisor of our goal.
Our supervisor. You're right. I forgot. He's not out
he's
here
just-
fighting hunger spirits, Zin.
No, but he believes in us, and I feel like we should send him a message to let him know that we're like doing a
You're
good
right,
job.
you're right.
So he
didn't-
can tell us we're doing a good job.
There's lots
Hey,
of things
Zen.
that Mojo didn't tell us, and I have a few words for him.
Okay, well, you can send them in the note after I write a different note.
So maybe we could use some regroup time at Dapple's.
Yes.
That means we have to take Villano with us.
Oh my God, great! It's a plan. Let's go. Up to.
Well,
Papaya.
let's just let him trail 60 feet behind.
Papaya, could you give me a little web? I smack it across Villano's face.
He has
drag
been
him by the
trying
head.
Yeah, then I said, hold still, and I poke nose holes in the full face cover.
Volano says, I don't know what I did to...
Volano can't speak.
Oh, you're right. Volano can't speak. And I think Lemillion says, and do you mind if no one else is going to ride, I would love. And he lays down fully on your massive cloud.
On his side, paint me like a French girl style.
Can I sort of dump him off, even if I'm going to let him ride? Just like, no.
Yes,
we're going to respect the cloud,
You
sir.
move it to the point where Raya can like sit down sweetly and softly onto it instead of Lemillion. Just as Lemillion goes to full side lay, he instead falls to the ground. It is at your absolute control. So
we can get on this thing?
I make no promises about my driving skills as of late. It's been a while since I've navigated any sort of, fancy.
I trust you.
Could we set some?
And climbs right up onto the.
Could we set some ground rules on how high we go? Question mark.
What did you have in mind, Parable?
Like 10 feet.
Sure. You know what? For now,
At least above the trees.
for our safety, Zen, we can go on like a little
Okay, we can go
a little pit stop ride when we get to Dapple.
Look small again.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And I think logistics wise with the cloud, again, that is based mechanically on a 4x6 carpet of flying. So I think you can fit everybody.
Get cozy.
So long as-
Papaya makes it a little bit iffy as the giant spider, but I will say I think that exceeds the 400-pound limit. So you guys will be flying 30 feet for speed instead of 60 feet.
Got it. Perhaps Papaya can
Isn't he a summoned steed?
unsummon.
Otherworldly? Can I summon
meet us
him
there.
away?
I
Let's
feel
see.
like this is Papaya's
This is just-
terrain.
yeah,
like
this
Papaya
might
knows where
be-
he's going.
I think with an Arcana or Animal Handling or Nature check, I would tell you something.
Okay. Dirty 20.
Oh, damn. Okay, cool. With that dirty 20, you can tell that Papaya is a giant phase spider. So your otherworldly steed spell worked perfectly to like infuse with his ethereal side. And so with that, I think that will allow you to dismiss him to like you could with your otherworldly steed.
Just for RP wise, can I just dismiss him to a tiny spider?
Yes, 110%.
Yes.
And I think what you actually do, like, it looks like a little snow globe kind of deal
Cool.
because it's like a dimensional space. And so he's there, but you can also see like the little planar distortion around him as you just hear.
Oh, I don't think he likes his small form.
I think he loves it. This is what he does when he's
A
happy.
little bit more bloodlusty, it seems.
Yeah, it's definitely happier this way. But well, he'll be big soon. That's all right.
You have dismissed Papaya to a smaller dimensional space, and the cloud expands beneath you, Cassie. I think with this homebrew of it being the 1,000-mile cloud, whenever you're not wanting to use it as to its full capacity, it shrinks to whatever size of cloud you might need it to be.
Perfect.
Gives you the little fur
Yeah, I
toppers to
feel
your
like it
boots.
just like lines. Like I carry with me my own fog machine.
I love that.
Cool. Fantastic.
So is Volano hanging off the back? Is Volano...
Does Volano need to talk to Cass Levitate?
He gives you like a very like suddenly look who's in control now as he raises an eyebrow at you like
We don't have to cast Levitate. We can just tie you to the rope.
I cast levitate on him.
well he floats up along with you guys, and I think that easily
Use
you
some
are-
web or some rope.
there's no threat of him falling off because he can't hold himself on top of the cloud. You guys are set for travel.
I think before I get on the cloud, Parable is like getting nervous and doing like
Oh my god.
Do you want us to turn away so you can do your thing?
if you wouldn't mind.
Okay, everybody, look, a dove!
Open, close, click, 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 click. And you see him like just jump up on the cloud.
Here's some web. Make yourself a seatbelt, Parable. The hop.
The little butt hop that George just did.
The whole chair bounce. That was cute.
Wipes his shoes before he puts them on the cloud.
So
So
cute.
respectful.
Can Zin come and like sit crisscross but like around Parable?
Oh.
You are the seatbelt.
Yeah. I got you, buddy.
It's fine. Could you move your leg a little bit?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Thank you. Thank you.
Akuma,
Cool boots.
Oh, thanks.
Akuma sees that we're trying to help Parable feel safe, and Akuma's got a heart too, and locks in as a seatbelt around you, with Zin around you as well.
That's heat you got to get used to.
Oh, yeah.
I'll just stand. No seatbelt needed. Thanks, Akuma. I thought we were becoming friends, but evidently Parable needs 2 seatbelts. I'll stand.
Is in the front, like ready to drive.
As
2 like wisps of the cloud come up as like rains.
I imagine Raya has been kind of seated softly, like kind of
Like a side saddle on a horse moment.
kind of side saddle on a horse moment on this cloud. And I think as Lemillion sits down next to her, not super close, but like kind of close, she just suddenly stands up, and then you see her go to wherever Cassie's standing and kind of grab you arm in arm and say, you know, it's been a while since I was in the sky. And I quite loved it.
Raya, do you want to drive? I don't know how yet. Please do.
Just 10 feet, he said.
Just
I
10
think you could get away
feet.
with 15. Just between you and me, I think you get away with 15.
It is really,
Okay, 15.
it is really
We'll
amazing.
distract him.
She winks at you. And Cassie, this does, I think with the new items, they require a magic action, but I'm fairly certain this item still requires a command word. And I'm always curious for flavor what command words a character might choose as you take the magic action to imbue this cloud with flight.
The word is going to be Doppler.
So cool. As you say Doppler, this cloud starts to suddenly hover for a moment, and then at Raya's command, fly with way more speed. I think Cassie would have taken it off at, and I think 15 feet might be an understatement, as I think she takes this thing to at least above the trees. At least above the trees.
It's okay. Parable hasn't opened his eyes.
15 feet.
I do think like he's kind of squinting and he sees the cloud underneath Raya, and I'm imagining that wherever Raya's standing with Cass especially, that the cloud kind of takes on a starry, inside presence, so that like inside it's little sparkles and nebula inside the steps of where Raya is.
Amazing. I agree. Any other notes as you guys make to this travel?
I feel like it's probably a reflective ride for all of us, like seeing the domain sort of disappear in the background and just reflecting on what a 24 hours it's been.
And now the sun is like fully risen above the skyline. So we're like flying into the sun.
And we took
this
off
is
near a
epic.
rainbow. Yeah, we took off near the beginning of a rainbow or the end of a rainbow. So first we arc up, way faster than Parable agreed to. And
It's
then
okay. We'll be there in no time. It's
just we did this so soon. We just did this. Do we have to
And you did
always be
so good
arcing
last
through the
time.
sky? No,
You're continuing.
it's all in the moment. Right now, it's just terrifying. And
I don't think she'd let us down, Parable.
No, Popeye, stay in the shirt. Stay in the shirt. Stay in the shirt.
As you all take to the skies, you see a small subsection of the flutter of will-o-wisps actually has hung around in the area and seems to be attracted by your flight and gathers around all of you. But Parable, you get a specific concentration around your blade and around you in general, as your flight has gained a little bit of attention here. And now we're going to have to get back to the rolling.
Wait, can we picture what's happening to Volano right now?
Yes,
Before we do.
This took off way faster.
I know, because
It's a form of torture.
like a stepdad on tubing weekend.
It's just this epic shot. We're going up a rainbow. We're over the
This
sunrise.
is Fast and Furious.
And then you've got Volano floating behind like a tube.
Whacking into trees.
He's also still can't speak. So
yes. Volano wrapped up tight. How would Lemillion react to this? He says,
I feel like he's throwing up over the side of the
"Yeah, let me give
Trying
you
to be
a
so cool for Raya and then just yaks.
Yes, with an 18, he does successfully hold it and swallow it back. But he says,
Baby burp, even worse.
the trigger warnings to this episode.
with that, I think we made 3 rolls at the end of last session. You guys Maya made 3 rolls.
I did no such thing. I watched. And I cried.
So that was the start of a skill challenge that I've been tracking.
Oh, great way to start a
And-
skill challenge.
Yeah,
How many
I know.
nat ones?
Two of them.
Yeah.
Great.
Yes.
Great.
So you guys have quite a check here of a DC 20,
Oh, okay.
and this is your last chance of a failure. So there's a number of successes that could get you out of this, but please elect one person for a skill-based check. I would imagine survival, but I'll let you argue for anything. And a 20 is needed to have the possibility of avoiding the threat that lay ahead.
Could it be an Arcana check?
I think with the cloud, I would allow you, especially with you piloting it alongside with Raya.
I was gonna say that Parable's probably opened his eyes a few times, but he's probably not the person to be rolling it. So I'd offer that up to either casters. And
What do you think?
For sure, roll if he's letting you do Arcana, dude.
what does this look like as before we do the roll? Like, where are we in this travel? Where are we in our arc?
Just as you're taking off.
Just
Oh,
taking off.
okay. Wow. Okay.
Hey, now. We're getting right after you.
You really like let it get our guard down with all the beautiful cloud rising.
You are like flying away at a great pace, and Dapple's place isn't that far off. So, but it's early in that travel as you guys get out of here.
This is some of the first true joy that Raya has experienced in a while. You wouldn't take that away from her.
Wouldn't dare.
Did you
wouldn't,
already roll?
No.
I'm just. It seems like you're arguing like.
One would argue that potentially because, she could have advantage.
Can I cast guidance on?
No.
I rolled a 27.
Yeah, we're good. Yeah, what now, boy? Where's the bubble?
Okay. So
Tell us where the bubble
that
is.
doesn't get you out of this yet.
That's
Aw.
okay. Off to a hot start.
Okay. You do have the space and the time here as you just hear the stars sing in a way you never have before. You never heard them hum so playfully with excitement.
They're lying to me. I'm suspicious.
For a moment you think that, and then you realize that it's coming from Raya.
Oh.
Her stars are singing. She's having a great time. She's laughing in Star Song. She's like overjoyed. She's excited to be falling in a way that isn't falling. I think that weird charming that you had with the wizard fall hits for a moment. You hear him in your head and you're like astounded at the fact that he is kind of wise in the way that the falling is the best part. If you let go and you enjoy it, and Raya is letting go and enjoying just the rush of the wind and the flight that feels like her first descent to this world.
I think we're still hooked arms, and I probably just lean my head under her shoulder, soak up that moment, and
And no danger?
No danger. No danger. Just friendship, Parable.
I've never felt more safe.
I will allow everyone outside of the skill challenge here. And for those at home, skill challenges are a system designed by the DM Matt Colville. I really love them. They basically allow for outcomes to happen at a certain number of failures and successes that I've been tracking as the DM. And for this one, you guys have passed to get away from it. Haven't finished it yet. But outside of the skill challenge, give me a perception check to see.
Alrighty.
Fine.
26.
4.
12.
The 26 is the only one enough to spot a glint coming from the forest below.
Like right beneath us?
Yes.
Almost as if it was catching up to us from where we just came.
Yeah, with that check, that line of thought lines up exactly with where you've come from. The trajectory works out where, yes, it seems like they are following you as this little glint becomes an arrow of energy that shoots up and behind you into just the bare back part of the cloud. And it's so quick that it would have been incredibly difficult to catch. But you, for just by chance or happenstance, are able to catch this amazingly fast and small projectile.
Like a light bullet?
Yep, and as soon as it passes through the cloud, it kind of dissipates into arcane essence.
Okay. And no one else caught it?
Nope.
Okay. I think the first thing I do is whisper to Raya's ear, and I say, "We're being hunted. Something just came through the cloud."
What do you mean, hunted? What does that mean?
A bullet of light just struck the back of the cloud. I don't want to freak anyone out.
Do you think we're in danger?
I do.
Well,
Can we go faster? Can
I
you do some maneuvering?
I mean, I could wish them away.
What's going on?
Don't do that.
What?
Don't do what? What's going on?
What's going on?
I fear we are being followed. I fear we're in danger.
Akuma, let go. Let me up. Let me up, Akuma.
Oh, no, I was sleeping. Akuma was like, you is practically,
like
purring,
purring.
I was going to say. And what? And is like pissed off that you woke him up.
Zin, take Akuma. Please just.
Okay, Kuma, come on. Come back. You've been really helpful. Thank you.
Okay.
We're being followed?
Yeah, what's going on?
Yes, I just saw something streak through the sky and puncture the back of the cloud.
Parable almost instinctively cast Divine Sense.
I don't think that will help in any scenario. Okay. I think the forest kind of expands in the way that it does. It's the general auras of the forest whip, and suddenly you're flying through a much more colorful world. But none of them seem to be out of place with what you're spotting below.
I don't see anything. Both of you are glowing again, but I don't see anything down there like before.
Okay. That's good. That's good news. Yes. No, something's still shooting at us. No.
I fear we're out of time. Cassi casts Skywrite and is going to use Skywrite to create 2 other cloud trails branching off from the cloud.
So fucking cool.
So Skywrite allows me to cause up to 10 words to form in a part of the sky I can see. They appear to be made of cloud and remain in place for the spell's duration. Instead of words, I'm hoping you'll let me get away with just some distracting line work.
Absolutely. Yeah. Cursive for sure.
Some trails. Cool. Sweet. So these will last for up to an hour, and I'm going to use an action to cast that spell.
Awesome.
Just
okay.
Quickly as like an emergency, like a reaction. I don't want something to come flying up through the cloud.
That's brilliant, Cass.
Fan-frickin-tastic. Okay, I will mechanically, we're going to have one more check for this skill challenge. It can't be from Cassi, but I will mechanically allow for a D4 additionally to the check that with the cloud cover, you're able to definitely help.
Cool.
But as you are being hunted, you guys need to figure out some other mechanisms of intervening with this. Good move though, Cassi.
Hopefully that buys us some time. What else can we do?
So we have to roll a skill, one more check?
Yeah, give me something from Zin or Parable to capitalize on this chance that Cassi has given you.
I think I unsheath the pen blade and just for a moment catch the reflection of the lower forest below me and see if I can roll something for...
Oh, like hold it out over the edge of the cloud so you don't have to put your head over? That's cool.
Okay, cool. Yeah, absolutely. Give me a perception check with a D4.
Just a 12. Or 13.
Unfortunately, not enough here.
Would Raya be helpful?
I have luck.
Ooh.
Oh, you do have your luck blade.
And I'm holding it.
Yep, I would allow you to luck blade reroll for
And
sure. Raya could for sure do a lot of things here, all at the diminishment of self.
Is this worth a luck roll? Ah, shit. This is always the question.
How many do you have? 3?
Just one.
1. You know, yeah, fucking full send it. We should have sent Mojo the note before.
We're gonna be okay, Zen. We're gonna be okay.
That's still a 13.
Ooh, just not.
2 cloud trails.
The cloud trails are awesome. I think it's just the
Compliment sandwich coming in.
I don't know. I think it's a hoagie.
the cloud trails are definitely helpful. I think Parable, your attempt to spot something below and be more ready for it fails.
Oh.
And although the clouds are helpful, it's not a compliment sandwich. there's no second compliment coming. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Actually, I said open face.
Open face toast.
Unfortunately, with Parable, although inspired to look through your blade and try to spot the danger from below, you are not able to, as you can only hear the subtle shift of the wind, and suddenly something larger than an arrow flies up and through your cloud at such speed, at least 2 times faster than you guys. And I will give you guys all perception check as this skill challenge has come to an end, and we will roll initiative here as we are in flight.
I just got this cloud.
19.
11.
I'm re-rolling because I got a nat 1.
Nice. Good to remember.
11.
22 for perception.
Awesome. All more than enough to spot the individual that flies upward. I think it's just the amount of detail that you get. This thing that shoots up through the cloud is a person riding a broom with a garb, Parable, you recognize to be of the lands of favor. And not only that, you spot Count Chance's royal emblem itself upon who with a laurel-like circlet around her head, curled hair. I think Parable's heard of this woman. She was from the Caledonian Hunt. Yes, you remember reading the histories of a world that had been broken before this one, but Count Chance wouldn't have gone to the effort of wishing her for the games, no less. I think it all just flashes as you know this to be Atalanta of the Hunt. And I would ask you, G, if Atalanta says anything here, or if she's all business.
You're gonna make him voice his own attacker.
I think as she rises into the sky, you hear almost an echo on the wind, and there is just death below me.
I don't think she's nice. I don't think she's nice. I guys want me to go faster.
And a quick DM aside, if you're not familiar with the Patreon episodes, we ended up creating another villain.
Another what?
Villain.
Just wanted you to say it.
Yeah,
Just wanted you to say what you were introducing to this episode.
George's NPCs turn into big baddies.
So if you're interested in learning how G created this problem for the party, you can go listen to that Patreon episode, The Gauntlet of Chance. But for now, let's deal with this as Atalanta, Huntress of the Caledonian Hunt and winner of the Gauntlet, is on y'all's tail. Let's get those initiative rolls in as I'm going to do my best out of here. There's only death below me.
Oh, yes.
That was so good.
Locked in. Cool.
Big question. Does Parable right now know of the games?
Oh, good.
I don't think he does. No,
Oh, that's true.
So he doesn't. The last time in my head that I saw Count Chance was the last wishing that we did before I fell.
We're gonna say that Atalanta was one of the last heroes summoned for the game. So her return to the games that we saw, there was a little bit of historical documentation of Atalanta of the Caledonian Hunt having been summoned for the games when they were active, but then since Parable was around, the games were not active.
So
So
it
just
would
lore.
be like, oh, that's Atalanta of the games, and she's wearing Count Chance's sigil. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. So let's have those initiative rolls, y'all. You find yourself in battle, albeit a very clever move on Cassi's part for the clouds. It was just one move too late, as Atalanta had already found her trail and she closes in now. What are those rolls?
It's a 17 for
Cool.
Parable.
10 for Cassie.
Thank you.
23 for Zin.
Wow.
Not too shabby.
I think as Parable sees the broomstick and the cloak, you can hear him thinking out loud as he says, "That's Atalanta. She's wearing a cloak of the games. I only read of those at the book well, and I didn't think they'd ever start the games again at the Colosseum. And the worst part is that's the sigil of the Count. My Count. Count Chance. He's in the lands of favor."
Any chance he's sending you a nice message?
I don't think the Count has any good intentions for me.
Didn't leave on good terms. Doesn't sound like it.
I just left.
Not tracking you down to give you a gift.
Seems like none of you really left on good terms from where you're from.
Lemillion?
Lemillion.
Anyways, she's wheeling around. It looks like she's coming back soon. Any other heartfelt remarks?
All right, everyone. We're going to be brave, okay?
Okay.
From what I've read of her, she is the hunt. She's not just a huntress, she is the hunt.
Well, she hasn't met us yet. I don't know what fun word I'd use to describe us, but
Oh, luck have us.
maybe we'll come out on top.
With that, let's get into it. Zin, that is you first.
She's definitely circling back.
Yeah, okay, no, I don't really want to do forest. I don't really want to do fire. Well,
With confidence, Zin, with confidence.
I want to cast Magic Circle.
Ooh.
And I create a 10-foot radius, 20-foot tall cylinder of magical energy centered on a point on the ground that you can see within range. Well, if it, how tall are we? How far up are we?
Raya says, I'm sorry for taking it so high. I'd say at least 30 feet up in the air.
Can you center it on the cloud?
Modifying a spell always takes an Arcana check. So with an Arcana check of, I would say DC 18, I would allow you to do Magic Circle on the cloud.
DC 18?
Mm-hmm.
Can I cast guidance on myself?
No.
Wait. I have Dark One's Own Luck, which I'm going to roll. When you make an ability check or saving throw, you can add a 1d10 to your roll.
Ooh, fantastic. What was your first roll?
16.
Oh,
So I need at least a 2. And that's a 3. So
nice.
I will make that Arcana check and I'm going to cast Magic Circle on the...
Fortunately, it fails.
Fuck. A 17? No,
No, you got it.
A 19?
You succeeded. It goes up for a second and then it fails.
Interesting.
Oh, wow.
It was momentous, heroic. It seemed like you were safe for a second, and then suddenly it was as if it never happened.
Interesting.
What just happened?
So, well, we were going to be very protected, but now we're still out in the open. She must have something that's negating magic. I don't know. I really was practicing that one a lot, too. Gosh.
I don't think it was you, Zen. Thanks for trying.
Wow, what? Why? That's all I got.
Interesting.
Dang.
And I think next up, you might understand as the invisibility dispels as she casts this spell, but you hear a feminine voice that says, I'm sorry I have to do this, but I have no choice. And with a subtle burst of magic that begins as a point of light in front of all of your vision that you can't help but to look upon, it suddenly bursts and it seems to enter with a piercing amount of energy, enter your mind. Ooh, interesting.
Oh.
This is unfortunately a spell-like ability called Overwhelming Revelation that is not a spell that can be countered.
Okay, that's fine. Just thought I'd, throw it in there. Okay, she enters our brains. What does she do?
I will ask all of you to make a wisdom saving throw.
And everybody gets +2 on saves within my aura, right?
You tell me.
Aura of protection. You radiate a protective aura 10 feet emanation around you. You and your allies gain a +2 to saving throws while in the aura.
Is 12 enough to save? Because I could use another D10. I'm doing another one.
18.
Dude, I don't trust you.
23.
21.
Awesome. All of you save.
Sick.
I do need to roll. Ooh. Lemillion does not.
That's okay.
Volano does not. And I have to roll for Raya. And Raya does save.
Yes.
Of course.
Unfortunately, it's still going to be some damage for everyone here.
Bring it.
Deal it out.
Dang.
Lemillion and Volana both seemed immediately stunned by this as well.
Okay.
I'm imagining like a shock wave or like a ripple effect. What are we feeling?
I would ask all of you, just in very brief detail, as this little bit of light shows you a future self too painful to comprehend, a potential one that is so painful, it would be 52 damage were you not so strengthened of mind as to take only half, and will take instead 26.
Okay.
Take 26 damage?
26 damage.
Oh, wow.
And not be stunned, as you see both Lemillion and Volano are. Volano also is. Volano's dead.
Volano's dead.
Well, that solves that.
That answers that question.
I would allow you guys to interact with it, but he's very much
Oh, man.
on death's door, unconscious for now, and Lemillion is quite hurt.
At least he's not in pain.
True. True, Zen.
And you do not see the source of that voice other than, everyone give me a perception check, as like you had like a split second between spell casting coming out of invisibility. It seemed like she was standing on your cloud to all of you for just a fraction of a second.
18, 22.
Perception?
Yeah.
That is a 18.
Awesome. All of you, I think, quick enough to see the bit of light, and then out of the corner of your eyes, notice this woman who wore, again, to Parable's eyes, a cloak of the lands of favor. And this one stylized with an hourglass that cuts down the back, white to hold off the desert heat. I think, Cassi, with your role, you catch a more distinctive personal feature, which are these pink gem spectacles that have several different layers of gem-like lenses that allow for different types of vision, you would assume.
Okay.
And give me a history check with a perception check so high.
Okay. 5.
Nah, not enough. It's a face that you can't place, but it is young and spectacled.
Cool.
How close to us are they?
She was there for a moment, and then suddenly she's gone, having assumingly used her movement to jump away. That is next up, Atalanta.
Oh no.
As she zeroes back in, but now you know that there is another threat, and I think you might know now why, as seemingly a wizard of the lands of favor was just upon your cloud, why your magic circle might have failed.
Yeah.
Yes. Ooh, 3 attacks are coming at all, we'll say 1 at each of you, actually. That is a 14 to hit Cassi. That is a 24 to hit Parable, and 16 to hit Zen.
Anything to mitigate this? Hold on.
How close is she?
She is flying in on the broom as she has wheeled around and is flying headed straight towards you, and hits the 30-foot mark away from the cloud.
When she casts
Yeah.
it. Can I use my Cosmic Omen to impact her D20 test?
Oh yeah, fantastic.
Okay.
Which one would you like to do? I would say Cassie's was the, I think, closest.
I'm going to do it for me and roll my D6. 3. So I would save.
That'll be enough to avoid having to make a strength saving throw, which I'll need from both Zen and
jeez.
Parable.
Parable got a nat 20.
If I Hellish Rebuke,
What is the range on Hellish Rebuke?
60 feet.
Oh yeah, you would
Nice.
definitely work in response to getting hit by this glowing arrow that shoots out from a massive bow that seems to hold no ammo. She does have a quiver at her side, but it holds no arrows.
Yeah, I think with getting hit, Zin is just like, every light creature I've come across has hurt me. And it's just like,
Monsters of light, arrows of light.
Damn the light. And she just shoots the Hellish Rebuke.
The anger.
Yeah, so cool.
So Atalanta is going to take 7 fire damage.
Awesome. I think we'll save there.
Wait, will she save?
Yes, she will save. So
14.
yes.
So half?
Yes, half damage there, which will be 3. We round down.
Okay, fine. Yeah, 3.
Parable has 2 hit points, by the way.
Noted.
Do I still have to do that strength save?
Yes, you do. And with a nat 20 Parable, you're able to shake off instead of damage, this arrow went to restrain you, and you were able to break it off before it made a true grasp around you.
Akuma, get off. Oh, never mind.
I'm over here, you stupid little. I'm sorry, I'm stressed. I'm stressed.
I'm stressed. No, I'm stressed too, buddy. We're all
I don't think I could speed us up on this cloud.
Not in this action. Sorry, buddy.
+2.
14. Hits it.
Unfortunately,
Dang.
not quite enough, as Zin is fully restrained. And I think on such treacherous grounds, I will ask for a DC 5 dexterity saving throw, not to be at the risk of falling off this cloud.
18.
Okay, good. You fall to or you're restrained, and it's awkward, but this arrow of light, again, the light is wrapped up, and that is next up Parable.
How far away do I see Atalanta?
30 feet in closing.
30 feet in closing. Parable is going to cast Warding Bond on Star.
Sorry, it's Raya. I think that will bring us closer. Let's bond over that.
Parable is going to cast Warding Bond on Raya. You touch another creature that is willing and create a mystic connection between you and the target until the spell ends. While the target is within 60 feet of you, it gains +1 to AC and saving throws, and it has resistance to all damage. Each time it takes damage, you take the same amount of damage.
Cool. Awesome.
And I am also in a bonus action going to use Lay on Hands. Can I do multiple targets, or does it?
No, I'm going to say no. No, not in this tight of initiative.
Then honestly, I think that... Is anybody else hurting as much as Parable with 2 hit points?
No.
Okay,
Heal
I'm going
yourself.
to heal myself for 10 hit points here.
Great stuff.
And I think it just looks like Parable kind of reaching at his chest, feeling the light where it was before. And he just kind of pushes into his chest, heals as much as he can, and stands up. And he takes his unsheathed luck blade and he prepares to strike.
Gotcha. Cool. Awesome. That is next up. Lemillion, however, he is stunned right now and will try to... He does actually shake himself free of it as he says, "Oh God, I saw myself as a wish hunter. Wow, life where I listened to a rabbit. Oh my God, can you imagine?
Watch your tone, Lemillion.
And that's Wishmaster Lemillion to you. Now I'm in this fight." And he will, I think, turn towards the threat that he sees immediately and say, "Nothing a couple of Lemillion lodestar daggers can't handle." And we'll throw out a few attacks here. One will miss, and the other will actually hit here. Good for him.
He needed that win.
And
He
that's
did.
that's an 8 on the die, so that is quite a roll for a dagger as it sinks into the meat of Atalanta's thigh, and she just keeps coming. And he says, "Oh, that normally really just works, and that kind of ends it there. But she's just still flying right at us. Oh God!" And
I told you, she is the hunt. Every story I've read.
I feel like Lemillion hears the roar of a bear and feels like he's being chased as he considers the threat before him. That is the best he can do, and that is next up, Cassie.
It's time for the hunter to become the hunted.
Ooh, strong words, strong words.
So can you clear something up for me?
Yes.
We've got Atalanta
Mhm.
and a wizard presence somewhere on the
That
ground.
has seemed to have disappeared. It seemed like kind of
So we-
dropped an attack on you and then used movement to
Okay, but we don't
seemingly
think
disappear.
they're the same person.
No, not the same
Okay,
person.
got it, got
two different threats, both seemingly from the Lands of
Perfect.
Favor. It seems both a wizard and a warrior are on your trail.
Okay. And where is Atalanta now? Still trailing?
Atalanta
How
is
far?
closing in at from 30 feet away right now.
Okay. Cassie is going to call lightning and try and strike her right out of the sky.
Ooh.
So my storm cloud is going to appear again behind our not storm cloud of a magic carpet. And I'm going to choose her point for the lightning bolt to strike down upon.
So badass. Is a dexterity save for me?
Yes, it
Cool.
is.
9 on the die. It is not enough to save here against this strike.
Perfect. She's going to take 12 damage.
All right, 12 damage will hurt as you fry Atalanta just a little bit, and she keeps on coming.
As a bonus action, I'm going to cast Healing Word. Were you able to get a couple HP back, Parable?
Yeah, I'm sitting at 16.
Okay, I'm going to cast Healing Word on Zin.
Love.
Nice shot, Cass.
Oh, thank you.
Frizzled and fried, she still keeps on riding, but it is Raya up next who does her best as she says, "This is my first time being out, and I didn't realize the world would just be so quite out to get me, I guess."
We'll protect you, Raya. Just remember that we're connected right now. Stay close. Stay behind me.
As you do feel connected, I think Parable gets just a hint of Star Song. There's been moments where he's seen Cassie and Raya interact in like a very wordless way, often through like the smallest of touches. You feel as your warding bond connects to her. Her half is Star Song. What's your half?
I think it's a rhythm. I think it's the rhythm of a walk, a long walk.
Awesome.
Sweet.
That is a beautiful thing to hear. Raya looks at all of you and says, "I don't think they could be after me. Do you think they're after me?"
I have a feeling they're after Parable. So
I don't know Atalanta personally, but I'm pretty sure they're here for me. looks at Zin and like just tries to reinforce the lie. Thinking they're fully here for Raya, right?
I don't know. She seems really stressed.
I was thinking of disguising myself, but instead I'll help where I can. And she, not using her stars, she has a certain amount of daily energy that she can use outside of the stars. And she will throw a cure wounds at Terrible. I think having seen him hurt most terribly.
Oh, we're sharing protection. That's nice.
That'll be 16.
Dang.
Back to Terrible.
I think I feel through the warding bond and the connection just a moment of acceptance, I think, in a moment of a role that I didn't think that I could fill in protection. And like again, more shift in this oath towards protection rather than vengeance.
Yeah. You find harmony in the initial chaos of the clashing of your rhythm and her star song. And when that settles, the cure wounds is almost, it feels natural as that energy courses through you. And she says, Cassi, is this what it's like to have a friend? I mean, we're family, but you just have friends like this?
You're sort of discovering this friendship thing at the same time as I am.
Oh,
It's pretty special, right?
I'm glad to have a friend in you too, I should say. I mean, family and friends and
Sometimes you're both.
best friends and family. And you guys find this little peaceful moment in the chaos as you hear Volano's body slapping in the wind.
Hitting the trees. I was hoping that you wouldn't mention him.
Wait, whose body?
Volano.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Milano, Lamano, not Lamillion. And that is Zin up next.
Oh, great. So am I currently grappled?
Yes. That'll be an action strength check here to break free.
So I'm gonna take my whole action economy to unshit myself.
Yeah, you can use roll athletics if that is helpful.
I wish it was. +2.
Save?
Not a save.
Oh.
Athletics check to break free.
Damn.
Okay, that's fine. That's good. I got this.
Inaudible grunting as Zin tries to get free.
19.
Woo!
I was surprised too. I had a +0, so I was like going in with no help.
You see for a moment you break and the threads of glowing light are snapping, and you're reminded of the moments that you were about to be free from the pressures of the light, and it snaps back as you see Atalanta reach out and with her own hand and reinforce the energy. I'll tell you right now, one off.
Oh, really?
This bitch.
Akuma's been real quiet. Okay, he's been real quiet.
over there. She's quite terrifying.
Where you at, Dragon Boy?
And there was another life, another
Is it a
time.
caterpillar day?
It's a caterpillar day.
Single brain cell day?
Can Akuma apply the help action and give her
Akuma, I mean, as you're familiar, can do something here if you've...
Yeah, I think having it like locked back down, Zin was like, I really wanted to do this myself, but Akuma, everything you have at her.
No restraint.
No restraint. I'm currently restrained. If you could do anything about that, that'd be helpful. Oh, no, okay, don't just...
As Akuma finds release in the zoomies.
Akuma breath weapon, 4d6, 14 dex save.
Nice. Okay, let's see that save. Ooh, with an 8 on the die, will not save.
So you're gonna see some damage from my snake friend.
Let's see it.
14 fire damage.
Fantastic.
Thanks, Akuma.
That'll hurt. Akuma sends out the mighty roar, and with that is using. And next up, you don't know from where or who. Just Cassi hears this, but Cassi, I'll allow you to communicate to the group. You hear a message in your head that says, her next move is going to be that she's going to try to terrify you all into being trapped in a corner on that cloud. Pretend to be scared. You can, per the message spell, reply if you'd like.
I think my reply would just be, who are you? Though I have a suspicion it's the wizard.
I will give you an insight check.
I am going to share the message with
Cool.
the carpet. The cloud. With the cloud. 24 insight check.
The face and the voice match up too well. And that was definitely that wizard that popped up here for a second when she said, I'm sorry that I have to do this. Same voice, same message, as she's trying to give you a hint on how to deal with what comes next.
Yeah. So I sort of shrink down low on the cloud and try and get on everyone's level and say, I think one of these creatures might be on our side. It's telling me that the witch is going to try and frighten us. Something seems to be looking out for us and is letting us know that the witch is going to try and intimidate us. And the recommendation is to pretend to be afraid. Do we want to do that? Do we want to pretend to be afraid so that the witch thinks that what she's doing is working?
Well, we can't always trust your thoughts, Cass. You've had quite a few interesting experiences recently. Are you sure this isn't another trick?
You're right. I barely know if I can trust myself. This feels like someone is speaking directly into my brain, and it doesn't feel scary.
I trust you, and honestly, I am a little afraid.
I'm afraid too. I'm really afraid, but I wonder if the advice to do it anyway, do it afraid, might be good here.
We can do it afraid. We can do it afraid.
I guess I'll follow you, Cass.
We got this.
Okay, so we're going to pretend to be afraid.
Yes.
But we're going to take really deep belly breaths and be strong together.
Yes. Can we hold hands?
We can hold hands.
Okay.
We're stronger together. Pretend to be afraid.
Okay.
Just by the pinkies.
Feel strong. Are we ready?
Yeah.
With that, it is next up Atalanta as she is zeroing in on this cloud. And everyone, please give me a wisdom saving throw here.
+2.
22. 23.
Is this to avoid the frightened condition? I get advantage. And that helped a lot. 22.
Awesome. Parable hesitating for a second, of course, on the high ground that you are right now, but all of you facing this fear that is just this emanation of wish stress. As Atalanta closes in, similar to that hunger spirit, she emanates this sort of corrupted energy that she's been imbued with that shows hints of this energy that has been corrupting the world all the same. And as she closes in, she mentally thrusts that energy upon all of you, and all of you avoid it. I have to roll for Lemillion.
Power of friendship.
Lemillion also avoids it. Fantastic.
Nice.
Good
Can
for
we
him.
just like we all hunker and then can we like grab him and like pull him down with us?
Yeah, I think Parable drops to a knee, but he's still got his pen blade hidden. Or his luck
Fantastic.
blade.
Raya, unfortunately, does not, and I think just cowers slightly behind you all.
It's okay. We can sell that. We can work with that.
I think that might actually be the key genuine point.
She's
as
selling it. Yeah.
Raya is very much selling it as she says, "They're here for me. They're here for me. They're gonna do what this world did to Scotty." And that is Parable up next, but I'll ask you guys if you're following with the plan of pretending to be afraid here.
Yeah, I'm into it. Zen's into it.
Parable's really struggling because of the sigil from Count Chance and the robes and the memories, and he's hunkered down over his knee. He's kind of ready to leap and strike.
This lets her get closer to us.
That's what I'm thinking. Can Cassie communicate to Parable anything that she gleaned about the glasses in this moment?
What is she hoping to help Parable out with?
I think she felt that in the moment where she was able to observe these glasses, Parable might not have caught them. And I'm just sort of wondering if that extra information might give Parable more knowledge about what he's up against, or like they're significant in some way.
Parable, give me a history check as Cassie shares a little bit more of a detailed description of that wizard that sent help.
That is a 16.
It sort of comes off like, Parable, do you know anything about those pink crystal glasses?
Those are Mojo's glasses. Not ones that he has anymore, but he often speaks about his regret at the loss of them. He rarely speaks about why. I think maybe at one gleaning, Parable got him to open up about something. And it was that there was a previous wish hunter who, between the time of the first and you, there have been several who came and went and have learned their trade, but none who rose to the level of wish hunters of the third well. However, there was one that was close, and her name, I can't tell you that, but her call sign was prophecy.
I lean to Cass and I say, I'll follow the plan, but whoever's speaking to you, I don't know if we can trust them, but those are Mojo's glasses. I think a witch hunter from before, their call sign was prophecy.
Oh, so this is meant to be. So we have to listen, right? So she's telling us to do something and we're going to do it and then everything will be fine. That's how this works, right?
Oh, Parable is going to reluctantly look at his friends and just he's going to put faith in his friends and he's going to still his blade.
I imagine us all in like the tornado. If you're not from the Midwest, you will not understand this. But like the tornado, like when you're on the ground, and your hands over your head, I imagine we're like all like that but we're all facing like our heads. So like, you have to be in the tornado drill for however
under
long.
the desk.
Yeah, you're like talking with your friends. So I imagine we are right now.
You look terrified and like you're really undergoing an experience.
We're just like chit-chatting.
They're taking it so serious. Look at them with their folders on their spinal cords.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
While we're huddled, I'm going to actually whisper down to Papaya and say, Papaya, get ready.
Okay, awesome. I will allow you to release Papaya as a bonus action, even though the spell, I think, calls for an action to summon with that preparation.
Cool.
Papaya being the ethereal steed that he is. And I think Atalanta, I'm going to give disadvantage here. A 1 and a 2.
Yep.
We love to see it.
It's fate. It's prophecy.
I rolled that on my Lemillion and Dapple die.
Don't do Dapple dirty like that.
Well, it helped out here.
That's true.
As Atalanta fully falls for the ruse here and flies in near and steps upon the cloud and says, I'm sorry I have to do this, but it's just the mission. Nothing personal. I think she steps up towards.
There's no room on this cloud.
There's not very much room on this cloud.
I don't know why I imagined this, but I imagined her descending, like standing on the broom, like just off the cloud.
Actually, she steps off the broom. The broom floats by her side, and you see that the boots she wears have wings at the heel. Ooh. And she steps partially on the cloud, partially off, and sees that you have all cowered into a corner. And I will allow all of you guys around here of prepared actions if you have them.
So would my prepared action be trying to escape again?
Oh, yeah. Unfortunately.
Can I prepare for Akuma to do an action for me? Not his breath, but he can cast one of my spells?
Oh, totally. Absolutely.
Okay.
If I summon Papaya, he becomes part of the initiative, right?
Yes.
Could Akuma cast Hex for me?
Yes.
Then yeah, because then I could give her disadvantage on an ability check.
Wisdom would be great, because then we could do the hold person and they'd have disadvantage on
If all
hits.
goes to plan, I will. Okay.
Good to know. Good plan. Good plan.
Cass, do you have any inclusions?
Yeah, I think I'm going to cast. Oh, wait, I do have Charm Person.
No, we could stack that with hold person, like
Especially,
paralyze them and charm them. That'd be still good.
Would not hurt.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Then I'm going to prepare Charm Person.
And then I can have a bonus action prepared, right?
Yeah.
So I'm basically gonna turn and cast hold person and throw Papaya as a tiny spider outward after Zin casts through Akuma Hex.
Mm-hmm.
And then Cass is gonna try to charm afterward.
With Healing Word to Raya as a bonus action.
Cool.
Awesome.
A little bit of table talk, but I love it as you guys basically have this little bit of time to huddle and get a plan together as Atalanta takes her time now as she gives a little speech about this is just
A soliloquy.
a sonnet.
I guess we're present, but
Just that this isn't personal and that she's only here for one of you. And then as she looks towards Raya, she strikes down at the first person who stands in her way, and her blade misses you, Parable. As she looks at her blade, she swings again and it misses again. I will actually roll those attacks. That's very good that her natural 20 became a 1, and I think in her frustration she rolls her own 1. So 2 attacks miss, 1 out of some odd, as if you were struck and then you weren't. It never happened. And then out of frustration, she misses you of her own accord. And that's her turn. And she's surprised for the next one. So I will allow you guys all a round of turns here.
I think Parable stands up and watches the slashes like through him or around him, and stands up and looks at Atalanta and says, well, you shouldn't have come here.
And damn your light! And Akuma is gonna hex her. Yeah. she's hexed with, there's not a save or anything with that.
Nope, just hexed.
So then wisdom, disadvantage. So she's hexed.
Hexed for what ability?
Wisdom.
Cool.
And as soon as the hex goes off, I think Parable's just going to lift up his blade, and you can just see this tiny little spider getting bigger and bigger as he sprints down the end of the blade. We get like a zoomed in shot, and the papaya leaps off the edge as I, behind him with a Spider-Man gesture, cast Hold Person.
Fantastic. Papaya will enter the initiative, but let's focus on that hold person first. And with both 6s, I don't think that will save here.
It's a DC 14.
Atalanta is held.
Paralyzed.
And that paralyzed expression is one of utter surprise and anger. That is next up Papaya, who I think, whole person just stays even when a giant spider jumps and makes a couple of attacks on you.
I was imagining that, can he bind at all with web?
Oh, cool. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, poor Volano. Just pictured Volano at the back of this cloud. Just in case she escapes the hold person, to have her bound at least.
Give me a web recharge roll of D6. It's got to be a 5 or a 6 on the die.
That is a 5.
Nice. That is definitely a recharge then, and Papaya will web up, and Atalanta will automatically fail to save as she's currently paralyzed and then suddenly restrained by webbing. Anything else that occurs here?
Yeah, Cassie casts Charm Person on her, which is a wisdom saving throw.
Okay, another one of them. Great.
With disadvantage.
Right. Not going to save with what would have been a 19, and instead will fail with what is a 5.
Huge.
Incredible. So this humanoid, confirmed?
Yeah, humanoid confirmed.
Is friendly to us for an hour.
I don't think she can show that on her face, but you will have to trust Cassie that her magic works.
She's charmed, or she should be charmed. She looks pretty angry, but she's charmed.
Parable's still holding the expression, and it's now a fist trying to hold the hold person. Like, should I let her go so she can talk? Or how should we do this? We could just drop her off the cloud.
Raya, how close are we to our destination?
I can feel a small domain that way. You said your friend Dapple?
Go there.
Yes.
And if you see large
Go.
goats, go faster.
Okay, faster. As we begin to travel a little bit faster with this cloud and Atalanta is secured, you spot a wizard in white waving you down from the ground below. And Cassie, you hear once more a voice in your mind, and I think given time, all 3 of you hear a voice that aids you to slow down and come down.
Raya can add 9 points to her hit points, just so you know,
Okay, thank you.
from that bonus action healing word.
Thank you.
You guys see that wizard?
Yeah.
Are we really going to stop for another? I don't think we can.
Is that the one that talked to you earlier and
I
gave us
think so. I don't know for sure, but I'm getting the sense.
Star is still frightened and hurt, and we need to get to Dapple's as soon as we can. Are we really going to stop for someone else that tried to hurt us before?
Yeah, but then she helped us. And it worked. And we have time.
Maybe we kind of got in the middle of their kerfuffle and I don't know.
At the very least, we could get Mojo's glasses back.
I think on the mention of Mojo, I'm going to take out the sending pen, click, and I'm going to say, in the good book, the way I do as it writes and fades, I write down classes, prophecy, ? Atalanta. And I think I do in a full sentence. We have Star.
I think he, in the way of him and the busy man that he is, he circles Star and puts a little rabbit smiley face next to it.
Son of a...
But then you see a exclamation point put next to prophecy and a little quick scribble that says, "She still owes me these."
Oh, okay.
I think upon Atalanta, he just writes a question mark, having like no necessary context for that part specifically.
Okay. Yeah, I try to save ink. This is the best way that I can communicate with him. He sent me back a a rabbit's face. I think he's.
Oh, that's a good thing. Yeah, no, he leaves you nose like that too.
Yeah, I'm happy that he's happy that we have Star. He did trick us
I'm
into
happy
being
that he's happy that we're
Dominari.
happy.
Sorry, still coming over the terror, but Raya, one more time. I know that, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Right, we had to say Star because he doesn't
Fair
know
enough,
your new
actually,
name. But the moment we can,
Fair enough, yes.
okay.
Thank you.
So that's, I mean,
And he was pretty neutral about the way prophecy is been mentioned. So I guess we can go get his glasses back at least.
If you're feeling better about it.
yeah, right?
I think I walk up to Atalanta and adjust her on her side on the cloud, and I hold my pen blade to her throat and say, "This is not an opportunity for you. You stay."
I'm sweating.
I think Atalanta, you just see like a bead of sweat on her face as it like she's so wrapped up and restrained, and the charm person I think is holding to a weirdly magical point. The stress of it all is just getting to her.
I think this new friend of ours is going to know exactly what to do with you.
As you all go to descend, I think you get a little bit more of a written out message from Mojo that says, "Careful of what we write. Some wish hunters are still on missions that are sensitive to speak of, to say the least. Please remove this page." As he's made an effort to, I don't know, maybe it's on the same page of all of your notes, but he asks you to remove that message as he confirms that a witch hunter named Prophecy is on a mission out there somewhere.
Okay. Yeah, I think you are all over my shoulder reading this because it's in a good book, and it's like, why would he want me to rip out the page as it erases itself out of the good book? Yeah. Like, I close the good book, and I'm like, I guess we're about to meet someone that's more like us than we thought.
A coworker?
I would say more like a spy, but yeah, a coworker.
I mean, we're all technically spies, right? I mean, like the third witch hunters.
You could call us that.
Okay,
I
I'm
guess.
so excited. This is gonna be the best little meet cute. I hope they like tea.
Oh my God. By the light.
Oh, we should probably also, because she's charmed, am I still grappled?
No, totally dispelled.
sick.
Yeah, you come free, and I think the charm is hard to work out here, but I think over this weird descent, she does kind of get on your side and is suddenly chipper about being restrained by the webbing.
Cozy on the cloud.
Yeah, it's like
Taking a
like
nap.
a weighted blanket as the effect has taken in. But I think as you all descend to find a wizard robed in white with an hourglass upon her back and pink gem spectacles upon her eyes, we will end our session there for you to all meet her next time.
Are you for real?
Yeah, what do you mean?
On the way down, can I fish Volano back into the cloud and cast Cure Wounds on him?
He's just dangling because we're descending.
Like, oh man, oh gosh.
I'm gonna roll.
That's all right. I didn't want his commentary on this whole situation anyway.
All right, 2 fails. You're lucky.
Did he save?
You saved.
Okay.
Should I Cure Wounds? Yeah.
Yeah,
That'd be
let's.
kind.
Yeah, I think Zin would. Yeah.
Yeah,
He
Zin would.
deserves to meet a better fate.
So he gets 16 back.
Atalanta looks pleasantly surprised that she's not the only one wrapped in webs.
We rope him back in and like settle him up next
It's
to.
a sign of friendship.
We're starting a collection.
Yes.
I didn't realize so much kidnapping would be part of this job.
Occupational hazards. It's in the bylaws.
It's
Yeah.
very different than
We have
looking through a telescope.
We have a loaded cloud right now. We got Papaya out in full force, and Lemillion's there doing
It's like
his thing.
leaning, sagging as it's coming down.
I guess I'm glad we're going down. I don't think we could go up at this point.
A beautiful sight as you all meet this mysterious wizard upon the ground, just a little bit outside of Dapple's domain. And with that, we will end our session.
Parable unbuttons the stop button.
Just in case.
Just in case.
All right. With that, of course, I have to say my stuff here. This has been a bite-sized dice roll, twice told story told by yours truly, Rob Whitehead, and brought to life by my players, G, Maya, and Sav. To post about the show, use hashtag DiceSized, that's DICESIZED. For more like this, follow us on Instagram and find us on Patreon. That's patreon.com/DiceSized.
Dice.